Welcome back, everyone. In this lecture, we'll have a brief introduction to Module 5, especially about image segmentation. So, we'll understand the role of image segmentation in image analysis and image attributes for image segmentation. And then finally, we'll learn about line, point, and edge detection techniques. So, in this lecture, we'll just focus on basics of edge detection. So in this module, uh, in the first half, we'll learn about image segmentation, which is a major step in image analysis. Before we delve into image segmentation, we'll understand the elements of image analysis. So the first step is pre-process, where we acquire the image, we perform restoration and enhancement. So these topics we have already covered in previous lectures. And after that, we have the intermediate process, which is image segmentation and feature extraction. And in the high level process, we can perform image interpretation and recognition. So in the fifth module, we'll concentrate on the this intermediate process, which is image segmentation and feature extraction. Let us now understand the importance of image segmentation. Basically, this segmentation is used to separate an image into constituent parts based on some image attributes, like we are recognizing a particular shape or a color or any feature that we want to extract. So image segmentation is an important step in image analysis, as we discussed in the previous slide. So the benefits are: first one, image segmentation reduces huge amount of unnecessary data while retaining only important data for image analysis. Like if you are performing a number plate recognition, then you can get rid of all the unnecessary stuff in that picture apart from that number plate. So just identify that particular shape, rectangle, and then you can just ignore remaining pixel value. So that will save the amount of storage space that is required, plus the processing time and the resources, the computational power that is required to do the further processing. And then this segmentation basically converts bitmap image into a better structured data, so which makes it easier to be interpreted. So here is the example. So here is a image, and we just want to identify a particular object in this. So we'll segment it out. So the basic step is you obtain a binary image out of it, and then focus on what you want to take out, what you want to segment based on some image attributes. So let us focus on this shape, okay, and then we'll uh, segment out this particular shape out of the image. So this is the segment we want to focus on. What are the attributes that we consider while performing segmentation? Uh, First thing is the similarity property of pixels inside the objects we can use. Uh, Basically, we can use the similarity property to group pixels into the same set. And we can also use the discontinuity of pixel properties at the boundary between object and background to distinguish between pixels belonging to the object and those of background. Here is the example. So we'll consider the same same object that we considered in the previous slide. So here is the extracted one, a zoomed in version. Now this portion gives you the similarity. Okay. So similarity means internal pixels share the same intensity, and this yellow square is basically discontinuity, the intensity change at the border. You can see at this point, okay, in the zoomed in version here, it's brighter, and here it is dark. So these are the attributes which we can consider for segmentation. In order to perform the segmentation, we need to find the image attributes. It could be an edge or a particular shape or a line or a dot. So for that, we can use the spatial filtering application as a tool to detect the shape. So uh, we basically try to find the location of objects with the desired shape. So unlike frequency selective masks that are uh, designed based on concept of frequency, shape detection masks are derived from the shapes to be detected themselves. Like if you have a particular shape, so you can use a mask with the similar shape to identify whether it's present or not. A mask for shape detection usually contains the shape or a part of the shape to be detected, and the location that is most correlated to the mask is the location where the highest filter response occurs. The shape is most likely to exist there, as we learned in the previous module. First type of spatial filtering application in image segmentation is to do point detection. So in order to detect a point, we can use a Laplacian mask. So basically, the Laplacian masks have largest coefficients at the center, like this. We have 8 and 4 here, uh, while the neighboring pixels have an opposite sign. So all in all, when you add them up, the resultant should be 0. So that is basically this mask will give highest response to the objects that has similar shape as the mask, such as isolated points. So the point, if isolated point will have a large intensity difference with the neighboring pixels, and that large intensity difference will be further amplified with this mask. So because we are multiplying that particular value with a strong center pixel value like 8 or 4, and we are suppressing the surrounding pixel values. So as I mentioned, sum of all coefficients of the mask is equal to 0. Basically this is done so that the response of the filter must be 0 inside a constant intensity area. So that means uh, in this slide itself, you want to highlight the difference like these edges, okay, between this orangish and the black background. Okay, so this line should be highlighted. But if you are passing the filter on a constant area like this, for okay, I'll draw. So like if I pass a filter in this area, so the area is black throughout, so the filter response should be 0. There should be no change in the intensity. But if I place the filter like this, okay, on the edge, so this point should be highlighted. This change in intensity should be amplified. So that is basically the concept here. Now let us understand how we can perform this point detection. So point detection can be done by applying the thresholding function, such as this one. G of xy is equal to 1 if delta mod of delta of f of xy is greater than or equal to some threshold. It will be 0 otherwise. So only this condition, it's 1 or 0. So this is the example here. So this is the X-ray image of turbine blade with the porosity. Now this is the porosity. Okay. Now, if you take the Laplacian of this image, this is the result. Okay, what you get, and you can see this porosity is highlighted as a dot here. And if you perform the thresholding, since this dot appears as a bright spot in a grayish background, you can set a threshold like the pixel value greater than 150 or 160, and all other pixel values less than that value. So everything else will become black, and only this dot is highlighted. So that is the porosity and the Laplacian image, and the image or result after performing thresholding. You can see only this one is highlighted. So this is one technique to detect the point. Similar to point detection, we can also perform line detection. It can be performed using mask that has the shape that looks similar to the part of a line. Okay, there are several directions that the line in a digital image can be. So you can have a vertical line or horizontal line or a 45-degree inclined line. So these are the masks that we can use. So for detecting horizontal line, we can use a mask like this. So you can see here the center line, this horizontal middle line is having a higher value 222. We multiply the pixel values by 2 and we suppress the other horizontal line values, okay, by multiplying them by -1. So when you add them up, the result should be 0. So similarly for 45-degree incline, uh, like this. So on the diagonal you can see 2 2 2 and all other pixel values are -1, and for vertical 2 in the middle column and remaining are ones, and similarly another 45-degree orientation in the other direction. You can see how it is laid out. So if you pass the image through this filter, these filters, you can detect either horizontal or vertical or 45-degree inclined lines. We'll see one example. So here is the example. So this is the test image that we are providing. So this is a binary wire bond mask image. Now, if you pass the image through a 45-degree, -45-degree line detector, you can see the result here. So they have successfully detected the 45-degree inclined line. And similarly, if you perform thresholding on the image that we have uh, obtained after performing filtering using the -45-degree line detector, you can see the strong response to this line, okay, which is 45-degree, and you can also spot this line and this one. Okay, so remaining lines don't have uh, stronger response and are undetected or undetectable after performing thresholding. Next, we'll learn about the concepts of edge detection. So far we learned about the point detection and line detection. So this is the profile of an model digital image edge. So where there's an abrupt change from black to somewhat whitish gray. Okay, gray level profile uh, is like this. It's basically vertical. Okay, so intensity changes from low to high. Okay, immediately. Uh, And another type of edge we can have is a ramp edge. So you can see the gray level profile changes slowly from low to high. Okay. So this is a blurred edge. This is a sharper edge, and this is a blurred edge because the intensity change is slow from high to low or low to high, whatever way you take it. It's a slow variation, and if it is a sharper variation, it's a sharper edge. So generally objects and background have different intensities, and therefore edges of objects are the areas where abrupt intensity changes occur. And the task for us is to identify these edges in a image so that we can perform proper segmentation. So if you have a ramp edge like this one, okay, so if you zoom in, the profile varies slowly from low to high, and this is the intensity profile. Now, if you apply the first derivative on this profile, this will be the response. Just recall the concept that we learned in the second module. Okay, so this is the first derivative response, and if you apply the second derivative, this will be the response. So the first derivative changes its value uh, on the onset of the ramp, and it comes back to the original level at the termination of the ramp. So it is flat after this. But just observe how the second derivative behaves. So on the onset of RAM, it uh, gives an indication, okay, with the impulse kind of response, and at the termination of the RAM, it again fires another indication, and in the middle, during the RAM, it is flat. There is no response from the second derivative. From what we saw in the previous slide, we can conclude that the local maxima of the absolute of the first derivative and the zero crossing of the second derivative occur at the edges. So therefore, for detecting the edges, we can apply zero crossing detection to the second derivative image, or thresholding the absolute of the first derivative image. Nevertheless, the derivative operator is very sensitive to noise. Okay, we'll see the examples in the next slide. So let's see what is the effect of noise on edge detection and the derivatives. So here is the uh, edge profile. Okay, so function f of x, and there is a transition from darker pixel value to brighter pixel value. Okay, so slow transition. Now the first derivative gives a response like this if it is a ideal ramp edge. Okay, there is no noise added here, and this is the response of the second derivative. Okay, so now if there is a noise, okay, AWGN of 0.1, okay, with the sigma of 0.1, so this is the response of the first and the second derivative, and you can see the second derivative is basically more prone to noise. Okay, it is amplifying the noise. Now as you increase the noise, the edge detection will take a hit for first and more for the second derivative. Now as you approach the AWGN sigma of 10, the noise is totally dominating the responses. Okay, so edge responses are blurred by the noise. So this is the issue with uh, first and second derivative noise detection technique, edge detection technique. So far in this lecture, we had a brief introduction to uh, image segmentation, and basically what are the components of image analysis, and what is the importance of image segmentation in that, and image attributes for image segmentation, and then line point and edge detection techniques. So in the next lecture, we'll continue to explore more about this edge detection techniques and more image segmentation techniques.